guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we'll be talking about habits to do every day that will make you healthier and happier. It's important to make your health your number one priority because without it, we aren't able to accomplish our goals. Imagine if you're feeling sick, you have to go to the hospital, you're just in bed all day because you're not feeling well. Well, that's keeping you from getting things done that day. These are also 10 habits that really don't need that much effort. And even if you're in a period where you maybe don't have that much time to go work out, well, these are still things that you can do that will still help keep up with your health. For example, I am in finals right now, so I've been going to the gym much less than usual because I'm spending so much time studying, and I've been also putting a lot of time on YouTube lately, making videos for you guys and planning my future videos. And there are so many things that go behind the scenes when doing YouTube. So if you like today's video, please give it a thumbs up. And I also just wanted to mention that the next video I will be making will again be a habits video, but this time on how to be successful and really make sure you're keeping track on accomplishing your goals. So please subscribe if you would like to see that one, and don't forget to hit the little bell so you are notified when I do upload. So let's just go ahead and get started. Alright, so habit number 1 won't come to a surprise to you guys, but it is to hydrate yourself. Now, I just want to say that I've heard so many times here on YouTube or just honestly everywhere, even just searching on Google, where people tell you to drink, liters and liters of water every single day. And that is what I was doing a couple years ago. I spent my day drinking water all the time, trying to hit my 2 liters, and that left me going to the bathroom every 20 minutes all day. To a certain point, I realized that I don't think that is okay to be going to the bathroom so often in a day. So now what I do, now it might be TMI, but I go by the color of my pee. So say my pee is a more concentrated yellow, well then I know I need to drink some water. But if my pee is very transparent, well I know that I don't need to keep drinking for at least an hour. Of course, everyone is different, and I just want to say, go by the color of your pee. Now, if you have a hard time drinking your water because you just don't like how it tastes of nothing, I personally love that. I think I have just gotten used to it by now, and I just can't drink juices anymore. I just love the taste of water. But say you have a hard time drinking it because you really just don't like it, well, something I love to do sometimes just to switch it up a little is I'll actually put some lemon and some fruits in my water, and it'll actually give it a subtle taste. It won't be anything too crazy because, like I said, I don't like juices and anything that is too sweet. I know some people even like to put mint, cucumber, and all sorts of things, so it's really just up to you to find out what you like best and what works for you. Speaking of water, it's time for a water break. Alright, so number 2 is to balance your nutrition. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you to always be eating vegetables and fruits and to count your macros because honestly, that's just not realistic. I used to do that, and all I realized is that it's just really not sustainable. And then what happens is when you're restricting yourself so much from all these other foods that you actually really do enjoy, what happens is you end up just binge eating. So the way I like to look at it is a 80-20 ratio. So think of it as eating 80% of your day healthy, so getting in your vitamins, getting in your nutrients, making sure you are getting your carbs, proteins, and healthy fats. Also leaving yourself some space in the day to eat things that you really enjoy that aren't so healthy. So the third habit has to be something I have already spoken about on my channel, and that is to stretch and work out. It is so important to move your body and get your metabolism going. I personally love to get my workout in first thing in the morning because that's when I have the most energy, and I love the effect that it gives on me after I'm done my workout and how it just makes me feel ready and awake to accomplish everything I have planned for that day. Not to mention all the health benefits it gives your body. I am in nursing if you didn't already know, and every time we study a disease, the prevention section always includes doing physical activities. Something you can also do if, for example, you are finding yourself in a time where it's hard to go to the gym is, let's say, take the stairs instead of taking the elevator. Or let's say you're going shopping to do groceries or just to the mall. Instead of trying to find the closest parking to the door, park a little further back and give yourself that extra 5-minute walk. So number 4 is to keep track of your weight. Now, this is a little controversial because some people will say to not even have a scale and to just go by how you feel. Personally, I have tried both ways. So there has been times where I would weigh myself every day. I would weigh myself once a week, once a month, or not at all for 3 months straight. And what I got from that is weighing myself every day was unhealthy because it was so hard to see the number not change. And it's so important to know that when losing weight, you will lose it very slowly. If it does go too quickly, that just means it's water weight and you won't actually keep it off. So for me, what I like to do is weigh myself every week to 2 weeks. I don't suggest weighing yourself every couple of months because what happened to me is that you actually really lose track. And when you do step on the scale, you realize I just gained, say, 5 pounds or 10 pounds. For some, it might be even more. So I like to go in the middle, not weigh myself every single day, but not once every month either. What I like to do is weigh myself every week to 2 weeks just to keep track and making sure I am maintaining a healthy weight. Number 5 is to keep track of your sleep. Not only does getting at least 7 hours of sleep every single night help with weight loss, but it gives you so much energy the next day in order to once again accomplish your goals. So think about it. When you're feeling tired and you're just in need of energy, what do? Sometimes you'll eat because you'll realize that eating does give you a boost of energy. If you weren't feeling as hungry that day, that means that you would eat a little less. And what does that do? It helps you lose weight. So what I suggest doing at the beginning, if you do find that your sleeping schedule isn't the best, is actually write down for a week, for 2 weeks, the number of hours you are getting every single night. Sometimes it will actually surprise you to see you're really not getting that many. You'll realize you're sleeping 4 hours, 5 hours. Another day you're going to sleep 9 in order to recuperate. But in reality, you want to keep around 7 hours, the amount of sleep you get every single night. All right, so the next 5 habits have to do more with mental health. It's really important not to neglect your mental health, and we tend to do so just because we think it's so important to take care of our physical health. When you have a headache, right? So that's a physical pain. Right away, you'll take a Tylenol and do anything to heal that pain. But when we're feeling, let's say, anxious that day or sad that day, we don't really take the time to treat that. So that's why I find these 5 next habits really important in order to take care of your mental health. So my first habit for this is something that I personally love to do, and that is to go out in the sun. Not only will you get your vitamin D from it, which is healthy, but I also like to call it as getting your vitamin happy. Especially if, let's say, rainy weather affects you and you do find yourself feeling more down these days, it's important to give yourself some time to go outside, soak up the sun, and you will just see how it can have an instant effect on your mood. So my next healthy habit for your mental health would be to read self-help books. Maybe try listening to podcasts or certain videos on YouTube that can give you the same effect. This past year in 2019, I did start reading these self-help books. Before that, I never thought much of them, and I almost felt embarrassed reading them until I finally gave it a shot and decided to read You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. I love this book so much that I actually went ahead and got another one from her called You Are a Badass Every Single Day. I highly suggest these books. Honestly, they helped me. Out of all the books I did read this year, these are the 2 that really did help me the most. The reason why I never wanted to get into these type of books is because I thought they were just going to say, you can do it, you got this, you're amazing, and that's it. But no, she's actually really funny and gives you so many life situations that she went through herself and shows you how to overcome them. What I love about the second one is it's not your typical novel like the first one. It actually has different stories on every page. Maybe this one is 3 pages. Most of them will just be 1 or 2. And after I finished reading the whole thing, on the days where I did feel like I needed a little pick-me-up and I was feeling a little down, I would just randomly open a page and I would read. So the 8th habit I have is to avoid negative people and just people that bring you down. Let me tell you, I have had quite a few of these in my life. And when I did finally, not have them in my life every day anymore, I noticed a really big impact that it had. When you have someone either bringing you down directly or just being surrounded by that bad energy, it gets put onto you, and that is what happened to me. I am someone that's very sensitive, and when a friend or a family member is feeling sad, I start to feel sad as well. Of course, if someone is feeling sad, you want to be with them. When it becomes 24/7 where this negative energy is being put onto you, there is a limit and it can be too much, especially if they are being manipulative. You just need to realize that you are doing yourself a favor by not being surrounded by that every day anymore. Surround yourself with people that are happy and positive and want to accomplish goals just like you, and you will see how your life will really change. All right, number one has to be don't compare yourself. And I know that sounds so cliche and everyone says it, but really, don't compare yourself to these Instagram models and people that we know have spent so much money changing their body through plastic surgery, through fillers, and just through everything that did change their physical appearance. Now, I'm not against any of those things, and I do really love makeup and how you can change your appearance, but I'm saying really when they spend so much money really redoing their entire body. Just think of it, if you spend all that money fixing your body too, you would look like that too. So don't try to compare yourself to something that isn't natural and just something that isn't attainable when being natural. If you need to unfollow these certain people for a while until you get there, just to not be surrounded by it and seeing it every day, well then that's what you gotta do. Find what works for you and don't forget to love yourself, because before you can love anyone else, you need to be able to love yourself. We've made it to the last healthy habit, and that is to use positive words on the daily. Now, I'm not saying the typical, tell yourself you're beautiful and amazing, and tell yourself you're the best and you can do anything. I'm not saying that. If that is what works for you, then go ahead. But what I specifically mean here is instead of thinking negative and saying negative things like, oh, it's impossible to lose weight, change those words to how can I do that? How can I lose weight? How can I include certain healthy things in my life that will help me lose weight? So instead of shutting certain ideas and just being negative, try to change those up into positive ideas, and you will see how that makes it 10 times easier to just find solutions and really get things done. A personal example would be with YouTube. So for years, I always thought, oh, I don't have time for YouTube. I don't have the space for it. I don't have the time for it. I made up so many excuses when deep down, I knew I really loved it and had a great passion for it. So it's only actually my boyfriend that made me change these ideas and made me find solutions on how I can really integrate YouTube into my life and find ways to make time for it, and just overall finding solutions, because that's the real goal here. All right, you guys, so that brings us to the end of today's video. Once again, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to see more of my videos. I will be making another habits video on how to be successful and achieve all of your goals, so please subscribe so you'll be notified when that video comes up. Don't forget to make your health your #1 priority, because without it, we wouldn't be able to achieve any of our goals. Have a balance with everything when it comes to your water intake, when it comes to your nutrition, your workout schedule, and surround yourself with positivity. I'll just catch you guys in the next one. Bye, my loves.